Hello and welcome to another night with Moments with Vivacious. Tonight is going to be exciting. We are talking about building our communities. We have with us the king. I call him the king, y'all. His name is Jermaine Reeves, and we're talking about this guy. Let me give you just a little itty piece. This guy came from the other side, from the drug side, we call it the war side. I call it the war side. And now he's in Milledgeville, Georgia, building community. Tonight, we're going to talk about how do we reestablish the neighborhood to be the hood again by a guy who's actually doing it. See you in 30 seconds. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious, a freedom ride where we the people gather to build ourselves, our family, our community, and our nation. For the sound of America for Progress has reached critical mass. Understanding that we must put aside our differences to focus on the greater good. This is a place of collaboration to rebuild and restore our nation. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. Hi, y'all. And today we have Jermaine Reeves. You know, I want to bring it to us real. I want to bring it to us to make it relatable.
Right.
Welcome tonight. Welcome tonight, Mr. Reeves. You want to tell us a little bit about you?
Well, first and foremost, I like to thank God. I just can't thank Him enough for, this journey. And always a blessing with Miss Vaisha. But, sometimes I just get overwhelmed by some of the things that we're going to be discussing about the community. But first and foremost, it just overwhelms me when I get ready to inspire people and encourage people and share my story because some of the battles that I had to face and overcome within myself, first and foremost. Not including the battles of being a black man, not including the battles of being the system of incarceration, the naysayers, the doubters, not including, one of the most important battles that I can recall when they said that I wasn't gonna live to see 21. I'm 50 years old in a great place in my life. You know, even though, I ain't where I wanna be at, but I sure ain't where I used to be at. And God
Hallelujah. That's right.
knows, and God knows that I'm striving in my purpose to fulfill everything that He told me to do. Right? You know what Dr. Miles Monroe said though? He said that many, I'm talking about a whole lot of people don't had an opportunity to be born into the world. But how many are showed up?
Now that's deep.
I'm here to show up about our community. I'm here to show up about anything that gonna bring us together in unity to reestablish our community. So I'm Jermaine Reed. It just it's just a whole lot about me, but just know they great things. I appreciate the accolades of being an author, being a father, at being a minister, at being a president of a nonprofit organization, a business owner, and I can keep naming, but it ain't about me tonight. It's about me and Miss Vaisha talking about how we gonna reestablish our community.
You know, we were just earlier. We were just talking. But first, before I go to what we were talking about earlier about our
Mhm.
community, I want. Can you get a very small? because
Okay.
we're saving all the gifts, right? So I
Yes.
want to talk a small about your past and what brought you to today. Very small.
Very small. Okay. Can I just put it in one sentence? Or just very from the
Well,
street?
give me one sentence and then give me three sentences to explain that one. How about
Okay.
that?
From the street to the Fed to the kingdom of God. And what I mean by that, it's not how you start, it's how you end. You know, I'm one of the I got so many different type of label that you can call me. But first and foremost though, I growed up in the neighborhood. I growed up selling drugs. I growed up in the gang. I growed up around, what they really call the hood. So, brief brief situation transpired in my life when I was 27 years old. I went to federal prison. I got out when I was 35. So on the 10-year sentence, I did 8.5 years. And I've been out 16 years for the first time in my life. Everybody in the audience who listen, y'all should give me a high five or a clap or applause or something. Because this the first time in my 50 years I've been out of jail this long. So let's give God some glory and some
That's right, huh?
amen, some
That's right. That's
hallelujah.
right. That's right.
So, so that's just who I am, you know, in so many different ways. So because I'm
I
really the
think
true
what you've
essence
done,
of
yes,
change.
I think it's
If
what
if
you've
if
done.
no if you don't believe in change, you looking at somebody that really, when I first changed, it was so many people that had to come really see this for themselves. I got who Jermaine Reed done changed. I got to come seeing they were coming from all over the state of Georgia. So you looking at the true essence of change. And I like to inspire people because if God can do it for me, He can do it for anybody. So on Jermaine Reed,
I love it. I love it, King. And while in prison, you wrote a book, and then you wrote two books after you left prison.
yeah, yeah. I wrote a my first book was the journey of incarceration. I wrote it when I was in federal prison, but it got published like what 2018. So I was out of federal prison for 9 years. But the book is about the name of the book from the windows of inspiration through the revelation of incarceration. Letters to the Lord from the soul that you might read. It's based on me writing letters to the Lord about my journey, about life, about the neighborhoods, what we're gonna be talking about redemption, about what I seen and witnessed in prison, and just finding myself, my true self for who I am as a man, and the changes that I made to be here still today. And my
When
second book is you go ahead. Oh, you want me to tell them about my I had four
what I
books, but
want
I
you
took
to
them
look,
down. Mhm.
I don't know it. You know it. You experienced it. I thought you were finished, and I was gonna move on, but I don't want to move on until you're finished.
The second book is a spiritual and health guide, and y'all can go to Amazon.com, and or you could just Google my name, Jermaine Reeves, and some of the great things that I've been doing for the city of Milledgeville to pop up. So
Well, there's many mothers out there, and as you know, I had to. I didn't have to, but I did. I
mhm.
felt much safer. A lot of times I traveled, um, and I wanted to be somewhere safe, so I had to move from the
Wow.
neighborhood. We were talking about, and like I felt like really hurt about it because I felt like the
Mhm.
young men that should have been taking care of me, I had to protect myself.
Right. Definitely.
So I want to talk about two incidents that's on the news here in Georgia, even
Okay.
in the Atlanta area, even right now. And I'm jumping the gun. We'll go back, but I want to
It's
talk
all
about
right.
this one in my heart
It's all
because
right.
it's the same day on the news, and right now we have to bring so many of our young men to the place that you are,
Right.
and that's why I have to talk to you about it because there's
Right.
mamas and grandmas, and I'm a godmother, and I'm a godmother right now to a guy like Lord Jesus. Jermaine, give me some instructions for my godson. Okay, I mean that for today. I don't
Right.
know if I'm gonna wake up in the
Absolutely.
morning what I'm gonna hear about my godson, but I
Absolutely.
trust God in the whole process.
Yeah.
But on the news right now, there was this black man, young black man in um, Gwinnett County. If you live in Georgia, you understand where Gwinnett County is. Walking around with an automatic rifle.
Mm.
And the police came up. I guess people called the police, and I would have too if I was there. I'm a 911 lady when they're pulling out guns. Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth. So this guy crossing the street with the automatic gun, automatic rifle. So the police is telling him, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. So the news said the police report that he started shooting the rifle and they shot and killed this guy.
Mm.
So
Right.
parents get on the news and they say, well, we want to see the footage.
Mm.
I know what I'm thinking, but okay.
Right.
We want to see the footage to see if he really shot the gun first or if the police shot him first.
Oh, okay.
And they're upset. The other issue is blocks away from where I used to live. Same news broadcast. A man with his young child is at the gas station.
Right. Okay.
And from the witnesses that spoke to the newscaster, they said that the man in the store said something inappropriate. The lady said it was very inappropriate to a child. So the
Mm.
man took his child out of the store. The camera showed where he came back. The daddy came back. I'm assuming it was the daddy, okay? The daddy came back and he was beating the man. They were fighting with his fists. So he was beating the daylights out the man, which I guess many daddies would. I'm not mad at that daddy for that. But when the daddy tried to let the man up, because he was on the ground by this time, he was beating him. He was winning the fight. So when the
Right.
daddy stood up, the guy pulled the gun and shot the guy and killed him.
Mm. Wow.
And in
Mm.
the midst of all of that, in our community, they're looking for the killer.
Right.
Tell
Mm.
us, talk to us about that.
See, one thing that I want the audience to understand that you said that you were scared in your community, right? You said
I
you
was
had
very
to leave.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you
I'm
say
gonna
you
tell
had to
you, what made
go
me leave was because there were some guys behind a car when I drove up, but I saw them behind the car. So I
right,
sat in my car and I saw them. Then I knew they were watching me. Okay,
okay,
so I had to have defense. At this time, I had a gun, but the gun was in my house. I thank God I did not have the gun in my car. Okay,
right,
so
okay,
I stood out the car. Thank God they didn't have a gun because they could have wasted me. But I didn't know this was my response. I
mm,
responded, I guess, by adrenaline. And I said, I can't say, I'm the host. I can't say what I said to them. I can't say,
right,
I'll
right.
tell you later what I
I
said to them.
understand,
But what
and
made me, but what made me leave was I thought if I had my gun and they would approach me today, me who's trying to save the neighborhoods, who's trying to
Right.
go out people,
Absolutely.
would have shot one of my own children. How could I
Right.
live with that?
I got you. And
And that's why I say it's better for me to move. I came here, I moved here thinking I'm gonna build a world. Well, that wasn't my calling, I guess, at that time. But how would I have lived with myself if I would have had to shoot those young men? So I had to take myself out of that situation.
and the thing
What, what,
about
what,
what you're saying, and the thing about what you're saying, see, I just want people to understand this, right? Some people leave the neighborhood, but the neighborhood is still in them. See, it's a mentality thing. For a guy to be walking the street with a gun, he left out the neighborhood, but the neighborhood was still in him. You see what I'm saying? Some people can't. They might leave. For example, see, I was I was incarcerated for 8.5 years. I was locked up physically, but I went locked up mentally.
help us understand that.
See, excuse me. I got a little call. Hold on for a minute. And what I mean is that you grow up in these neighborhoods, and that's all you know. No matter where you go, you could be gone on the other side of the world, but you know, took the neighborhood with you because it's a mentality. Until we break the mentality of being accustomed to what we growed up at or what we done encountered in these neighborhoods, we gonna continue to keep having these same old incidents. So
Where do we begin to? First of all,
we
I'm
gotta break
tell
that
me
mentality.
when mamas get on there and say, I want to see it. I want to see it if it's real.
Mm-hmm.
If it was real, he had the rifle. Why did he have? Do we ever? When do we confront our own issue?
Exactly.
When did you confront your issue? How do you deal with your community? Because let me tell you, I want the audience to know this. I sat with this man attempting to do an interview. I was attempting to do an interview, and you can see part of it. It is on my YouTube channel. Attempting to do an interview with this man, and the very person who was the master at destroying the neighborhood had become the king of the neighborhood, building the community.
Right.
How did you come to that turnaround? How did you some mamas I want to know it for my godson tonight, who I just sent a text to say, dude, this is your way out again.
Right.
This is your
First,
99th way out again. And don't call me until you can tell me that you've done something first before I do something. I can't do it for you again.
that's right.
So there's some mamas in my position right now that need to hear from you, a guy that came from there. How in the world, I want to say that H word right there, but I can't say it right now. How in the heaven did you get out of that? What can we give our children? What can you give out us for our children right now?
First and foremost, I was touched by God. And it
Hallelujah.
had,
All right.
it had to be God. Cause it was like you said, you know, I was the part of the problem in the community. Now I'm the answer to everything the community got going on. See, I'm a witness to so many different levels of the community. I'm a witness to the gang violence. I'm a witness to the gun violence on both sides. See, shooting at people and I done got shot 2 times. So there had to be a God thing. He told me, and then I did my due diligence or the thing that transpired in my life for transitioning to be a better person. First and foremost, I had to fight the battle within. Stop blaming people about uh the poverty situation that was going on around the neighborhood. You know how um you grow up less fortunate than other people. So, you got to make an excuse to go rob or kill or steal or whatever the case may be, sell drugs or whatever. So I had to hold myself accountable of so many choices that I made that made me better. So to every mom out there raising these knuckleheads, first and foremost, they got to start holding themselves accountable of their responsibility. They got to stop blaming on they ain't got the father there because my mama raised 2 bad boys, me and my brother. So if I can do it, it ain't no excuses for them to talk about my daddy in jail. My daddy went there for forever, but I'm here to tell you that I made it. You know, so first and foremost, we got to go back to the foundation. Let's talk about the foundation or
Yeah.
the community. Let's talk about the foundation of everything. We can go back to the foundation of creation. God, man, and woman. And then what happened after that? They created a family. And what happened between the family? When they had Adam, when they had Cain and Abel, one killed the other one. So it was division from the beginning of creation. But the foundation is family. We got to go back to being a family. I'm talking about the root. I'm talking about not the modern day family. Because family ain't family. When the last time you seen the family eating at the kitchen table together? The mom prepare the food, give it to the kid or the boyfriend or the husband. He go in one room, she go in one room. They go in there to play the game. But what they got a dining room for? What the table there for? So we got to go back to the foundation, which is family, family and unity. You ever looked at the word community?
No, tell us.
You can't spell community without unity. Look at it. Whenever y'all get a chance, look at the word community. You got unity in it. We got to come together. Let me ask y'all something though. Out of all the races in the world, who they consider not in unity? Don't tell Wayne. Can
Okay.
somebody?
Well, we too ashamed. We too ashamed to answer.
Exactly. Out of all the races in the world, and we the most powerful, beautiful, intelligent, I'm talking about the most talented, but we ain't in unity. Family ain't family no more. When Big Mama leave, everybody leave. You see what I'm saying? When the grandma gone, out like Like my grandma had 16 kids, 11 daughters and 5 brothers. Not including all of it. It's about I ain't no tell how many grandchildren and great grandchildren or whatever. We are everywhere. I ain't no telling when the last time we had a family reunion or whatever. So how we gonna reestablish a community when we all over the place?
How did we become so selfish?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. How did we get like this though? Then when you go to the community, the urban community, everywhere you look around, it's a liquor store, it's a convenience store, it's a pawn shop with guns and everything. Do we own them though? Who owns them? I ain't saying that there ain't no black around the world might own a little, but who own them
In our neighborhood?
in our neighborhood? Why they say the more violent crimes, the more poverty, the more this.
I work. I've worked in the. I worked in the correctional system for 15 years, and
Mhm.
we can witness the correctional system, and I
Right.
think that, and not that it makes a difference or not. I think
Yeah.
that they talk about our side, but their
Right.
side is very
Yes.
present in the correctional system,
Right.
and except that they publish our side.
Right.
I
Right.
was talking to a young girl today, and she was saying, I'm way off. Okay, I don't went to prison. Now I'm going to education, but it's one thing for our children. She said they did a test, and they said, and I'm bringing this to take us somewhere else, King.
Okay.
So I said, she said they did a study. I wanted to tell you about this study because they did a study when they went to their schools that the counselors were preparing the children for college, and they gave them applications for scholarships. So when they left school, they did scholarships. They had all of that. Our children, they go to school, and they said in our schools the counselors just hand it to them. I said, let me tell you something. We have. I want your honest part on this. I
Mhm.
said we have to become alive. My daughter went to Xavier University and didn't have one student loan, not one. One of the biggest HBCUs in the country. My children, my sister's grandkids and our grandkids, they're going to college. They don't have any loan. When are we going to understand that nobody's going to do it for us? That
Nobody.
we have, and I want to go to another side after you address this. I want to go to another side. Nobody's going to do it for us.
No.
If
Period.
we don't have it done, we're going to do it for ourselves. Nola Reed's King says, I am grateful for family. I talk to my aunts and uncles for guidance, just to say hello and to gossip along with my cousins. But
Yeah.
Nola Reed's is my dog. We have a great
Right.
family.
Look, hey, I'm a witness cause my uncles and my auntie, they helped raise me, so that's a blessing. Keep talking to your aunties and uncles, because those are the replacement of certain people, mamas and daddy, when you come from those type of big family. So, like when my daddy went there, my uncles and them were there. Feel what I'm saying? Because we had a big family. So that's a blessing to get that type of guidance from your uncles and aunties and cousins and all that. So keep being family because it's important. For one, we family for a reason. Have y'all ever thought about that? Whatever
Oh,
family you from, we family for a reason. Not just cause we some kin or whatever. We family for a reason.
let's talk about some of that reason.
Some of that reason is that, you know, some of the things throughout the generations. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, my grandma and my granddaddy were together forever till they left here. So those generational um blessing to be, together with that person, it create values and it teach you the importance of love and not the modern day stuff. Folk get married because she look good or he handsome or whatever the case may be. He got some money, she got some money, but they don't got that core value when it comes from the generation. Feel what I'm saying? That's why we family for a reason. It teach you generational things that last you for a lifetime.
And then I'm going to talk about the other that breaks my heart.
Uh oh.
First of all, I think that I work in the mental health unit now. I did corrections for years,
Mental health center.
and right now I'm working in basically adolescent, but I do adult mental health crisis unit. And
Mm-hmm.
from all of my years in correction, I think the black man is the most misunderstood human being in the world. And they wonder how, even right now, when we're dealing with mental health, that I'll step in on the unit and I can work magic with I'm just using this word. It's not necessarily for those who work with me who understand. You know, angry or agitated or aggressive or dangerous young black men. I just have a different relationship. But I think that I really just have a different understanding. And the thing that breaks my heart more than ever, when I was in prison, when I was in jails, when I was in all of corrections, when I'm in mental health, is when I hear a young boy who haven't even experienced life, 17, 18. They used to be in juvie at midnight. If they were accused of an adult crime and found guilty at midnight, look, if it's June 10th, at midnight for June 11th, they transported them to adult prison, and they think they're ready. What kills me, King, is when I hear them say, "I don't care nothing about going to jail." I had a young man. I didn't care nothing about going to jail. They sent him to us, but we couldn't do what they needed. So he had to go back to jail. And you're going to understand what this means. So he was telling me, and he wrote a letter, and he said, and the young man said, he said, well, yeah, it's not clean in here. That's the only thing that gets me not clean. I have to clean in the jail all the time. This guy even laid his underwear on my bed. I was like, this child don't have no damn clue. I mean, no darn clue. I didn't mean to say that word. Okay, I'm sorry. But
Right.
thank God the officer that picked him up, I knew because I had worked at that jail. I said, look out for this little boy. He wrote this on the letter, and I know what that means. I know what that means. Okay, so and he knew what that meant. He knew what that meant. And he was like, thank you, nurse, thank you. But they, how can we speak to mothers and parents and dads and young boys who can think, who just think that jail and that life that people have directed them to? What? Talk about it. Talk.
For one, The worst thing you can ever do is be living.
Talk a little louder. I'm sorry.
I said the worst thing that you could do is to be living and walk around dead in the inside. See, you feel what I'm saying? When you
I can't hear you. That I'm sorry.
you can hear me now.
Start all over one more time.
I said the worst thing that you can do is to be living and walking around dead in the inside. These little kids get into these situations and be giving up on their whole life. They just give up. They ain't got no hope, no nothing. No, because they
It's
been
so very important. King, it's so very important that we hear this. Can you turn your volume up or put your voice closer to, whatever apparatus you're on? This is very important for us to hear.
you hear me now?
I can hear you better.
Okay. The worst thing that we can do is to be living but walk around dead in the inside. And what I mean is they put these little kids in there and they hope them. I don't care. I'm locked up or whatever the case may be. And it's a sad situation to be putting a young guy in a prison with nothing but grown men for one. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
for one, he ain't mature enough mentally to be able to adjust to certain things that transpire in the prison system. Mental health is serious. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it's serious. For a kid to be tried as an adult and now got to spend the rest of his life in prison, it'll do something to him mentally. I done seen it. Throughout my 8.5 years, they coming in, turn 5 years into 20 and be gone because they done gave up. No matter how you talk to them, no matter what they do, they get in trouble. They don't care, and it's sad for the system to be convicting a young kid anyway. That's something that we need to address. So we understand that some of these kids kill or whatever the case may be, but let them grow up before you send them on through that system. Because for one, when they turn a certain age, they send them to a level 5 prison. It levels in the prison system thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Level 5 prison is when he going in there and he ain't got and everything in there got life sentence or whatever. So they already don't care.
They don't give a dog. Yes.
So they don't throw him in the cave with number wolves or whatever you want to call them. Cause they ain't never getting out. So how can a 17-year-old mentally handle a situation like that? And it's sad. And that's why we're losing. And we need to do something about that. And let me tell y'all something about this situation with me. Right? Okay. I caught a tour when I was 17 years old, right? I'm 50. 33 years. They still label me as a convicted felon. This charge that I caught, I ain't been in trouble in 24 years, for one. So they bypassed the drug charge that sent me to federal prison for 10 years. They went back when I was 17 years old. And they stopped me from getting a job. But it didn't stop my life. But here it is. Y'all listen at me. Whoever in the audience. Here it is, though. We got a president with 34, right? And here it is, we got a black man. I ain't been in trouble in 24 years. And they said that they gonna deny me to get this stuff took off my record. Somebody talk to me, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And this is where we up again. How can we reestablish a community filled with convicted felons? Can't get a job. Half of them probably can't read. I done growed up with some brother that when we got to a certain age, he tell me he can't even read. He can't even read. Been together all my whole life. These are the things that going on in our community, and they wonder why they like they head. 33 years ago, Jermaine Reed got a tour when I was 17, and it's still on my record. And then when you go Google Jermaine Reed name, you'll see that I'd have been on the front of these folk in Milledgeville, Georgia, Unit Car, heavily convicted felon, fiend people, going into the community, going into the prison system, telling my story, and they still won't take this out of my record. But got a president. Let me ask you something. You think they'll let me run for president? Are they gonna say I'm a convicted felon?
Well, if you wanted to run for president, if the convicted felony wouldn't stop you, they would then put educational boundaries and monetary boundaries, and they will find a way. They will find a way.
Not a good. Let me say this. A couple years ago,
I don't understand why your voice is going up. This is so
I
important.
don't know.
Are you close to your device? Are you close to your device?
Okay, cool. Let me. Can I say that too? Hello. A couple
Stay
years
right
ago.
where you are. Yes.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. A couple years ago, I tried to move. Right. Move in a nice little playground from from the in Milledgeville. You know, you got the south side, west side, whatever. But I'm from the south side, so I'm trying to leave to go in this nice little neighborhood. Right. So the lady started doing the application. My name popped up. Ooh, that's what she said. Mr. Reed, you're a convicted felon. We can't let you move. See, did what we dealing with. I can't move to a certain part of town because of me being a convicted felon when I was young. I'm a grown man. I'm 50 years old. But every time you turn the TV, CNN or whatever, you got a president. 34 felon can go wherever he wants to, move wherever he wants to, and wonder why our community like it is. They don't want us to get out. So we got to go in and establish something for these kids or whoever, and fight for what ours. And the only person gonna do it is us. That's it. We can't wait on the end. We can't ask them for nothing. We got to go in. And that was wrong with the community because we ain't in unity. Let me tell y'all this. In 99 churches in Milledgeville, Georgia. Every time you been a corner is a church. You think they in unity? And I'm gonna leave that right now.
So where do we? What do we? Where I know we have something coming up. The end of this month. Please stay tuned to both of our Facebook pages. We are gonna have Get Out the Vote rally in Milledgeville. We're sponsoring, so please stay in tune for that. But how? And it's not only to get out to vote, but we're building a community. We're not gonna stop. I want to join in with the game because I watched it. Like I told y'all, I was sitting on that step every car that passed. So we want you to know that you have our support in Milledgeville, and bringing it up and bringing up the South Side. We
right,
want to bring up the south side. We don't want to join the north side. We don't want to go to the north side and get what they have. We want to build up the the south side.
right. And
Um,
it's a lot of I got a lot of brothers that we done reconnected. We used to be in the neighborhood around the whole Millville. It was like 12 of us from 12 different churches. So we done reconnected, and we gonna come together and unify some certain things with what Vivacious said. Get out and vote, get out and establish our community. So it ain't just me. I ain't calling out everybody, but I will. You feel what I'm saying? Because these people always talking about what they gonna do. See, action speak louder than words. Don't tell me what you don't do and don't do up. You feel what I'm saying? Because it would have been a lot of folk talking about they vote to help me get this stuff out of my record. It's still on there. So hey, don't play, cause it ain't time to play of what's going on in the world. That's all I'm saying.
said.
Yeah. So if you for real, come on in. Let's unify and establish something for every community in the world if we can. Because it just ain't about the South Side. It's about every community. Because we losing and they gonna start with us. And the foundation is family and unity and support. That's it.
King, I want to talk about, and I think time, I do what time, got a few, but
Okay.
I want to talk about owning responsibility for our children. It's easy, just like the boy who walked the street, across the street with a gun. If the police shot him wrong, like how much wrong we can give the police, But anyway,
But my thing about that, let me just say
how
this.
do we? Because this is what you told me one time. This is what you said one time when you were on my show before. This is what you said one time that blessed me. And you said, I asked you, I said, what do the system owe you? So let me just ask you that question for this audience. What what fault did the system have in what you went through in the system?
What do the sister owe me?
Not what they owe you, not what they owe you in
Nah,
money,
you know what?
but
I thank the
wait,
sister for allowing me to be who I am. You feel what I'm saying? So the sister don't owe me nothing because for one, it was the choices that I made in my life. So I thank the sister because it made me better. I ain't saying that it'll make everybody better because everybody ain't me. But I'm saying that to say that through my journey of life, through all the bad choices I made, I had to accept my responsibility to become a better man, to fight some of the battles within, to allow me to understand what I need to do to be able to inspire the next generation, dealing with where I came from. I don't know about nobody else. See, I'm talking about it. A lot of folk can talk or whatever. Man, it take a real man to put on my shoes to be where I'm at today, to still be here. So the system, they owe me, but I'm saying I had to just accept the fact about the system can't help me. I can help the system with my story from where God brought me from to where He got me at. So the system need me for some of these programs and some of these things to go back into their prison system. Because trust me, I've been in there. And my first message was to the old prison inmate was, y'all don't know how it feels to be standing up here in my street clothes, not getting out of a police car, not getting off a prison airplane. I'm free in prison, and everybody stand up, all 150 of them, cause that's what they need in the prison system. They don't need no counselor. They need for somebody to tell them the truth. You can't blame the system. You blame the choices that you made to get you to put you in that system. The system don't owe me, and I thank them. Especially when they gonna give me they gonna expand my record. That's the only thing.
We gonna work on a part. We're going all the way to the feds. We're gonna work on a part, and before the end of the year, we're gonna
Let me just say this. Thank you,
submit
Department.
part.
Thank you, the Georgia Department of Correction.
Look, before we close out, we got about maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
So our mama's hearts are broken. You know, like whether the police kill your son, the boy next door killed him,
Right.
your son died, or drug overdose, whatever. The pain of losing, or your son killed somebody home. Look, I have a friend right now, whose heart is all the way broken because her son killed others. And to watch him in prison, he lost his mind. So,
Ain't that what?
having been there, talk to these mamas. Talk to these mamas and tell them what you wish your mom had known when you and your
Well, first and foremost, my prayers and condolence go out to every mother who has lost a son or daughter with street violence, whatever the case may be. I'm definitely gonna keep you in my prayer. That's a part of my prayer anyway. Single mothers and single fathers out here raising these kids, My mom, she a strong woman because she had two bad boys that lost. To all the mothers, you just got to stay strong. And one thing about my mom, she used to be
Your
real.
voice is going in and out for some reason.
Well, y'all hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. One thing about my mom, she was real different. She's a beat. She's a wolf. She used to punish. But when we got to a certain age, we had to figure it ourselves. She said, I'm tired. Y'all,
Dog, I don't know what to do.
if that's what you want to do, you got to figure it out. So to all the single mothers out there who strong, who holding on to, don't give up on your kids. Be on the God, keep praying, because sometimes they gotta go figure it out by themselves. No, I ain't talking about nothing about death or whatever the case may be. They gotta understand that the choices that they make in life, they can't blame it on mom, they can't blame it on dad, they can't blame it on the sister. So y'all just stay strong, and it kind of overwhelmed me because I know a lot of single mothers and who out there raising kids, and they get out of hand these days. This generation is different. They need some role models in their life though. So y'all want
Sorry,
somebody
what did you say about role models?
they definitely need some role models in their life who really living what they say. They ain't doing it. So if y'all ever need for me to come bless them, I definitely got word from them.
With that, you have to give your contact information.
Right. They can just, I tell you what, just Google Jermaine Read. Reaves though. And then some of the stuff that I done, information it'll pop up on Google. And if y'all wanna y'all, cause I'm looking to create a mentoring program. It ain't gonna just be me though. I'm gonna orchestrate with certain people, but I'm gonna need support. And the thing that I don't did it before, and the thing that I tell single mothers, don't just bring your kid one time. Cause one time, cause it got to be both. It got to be some participation with. Just don't bring him and I mentor him, and then you gone or whatever. It got to be consistent. Cause I done see they'll bring talk to him, then that thing you don't see him no more. Now he out of hand, and now the mama calling. My, you know, be consistent with it because that would for all of us, not just me, not just I. It's gonna take everybody to come together in unity to change our community, to change us, to change what we go against these systems, to change it for our baby going into these systems, losing their life in these streets. It gonna take everybody. The main reason, right?
Man. So would that be and even for parents? Maybe a two-parent home that the child have gotten out into the street life and don't know. Look, there's a place for you to come. Jermaine is Jermaine, and Reeves is Reaves.
You can just Google it. Just Google it. Go to Google and Google it. It'll come up. Grown men too. Y'all come on. It still a grown man still got that them little boy mentality or whatever the case may be. We all need each other. Iron sharpen iron.
And we want to be able to live in our own neighborhood.
We definitely do. And we don't need everybody though. We don't need the little babies to the teenagers, to everybody. That's the only way it's gonna happen. When all the
I don't understand what's happening with this sound. I'm
I don't
so
know.
sorry. This is a very, very powerful. Oh yeah, because I hear almost like a wind blowing.
Right. I think somebody said that.
So let me ask you. I just want to talk about one more message before we hang up, and that is to young boys that you can't say nothing. They think they got it. They think they got the answer. They don't care about going to jail. I just wish I could catch, like so many times I say, I wish I could have caught you on the other side before you tried to rob. King, what do you have to say to those young men? Because everybody know one. You know what I'm saying? So they could share. So please try to keep your voice very close. So your device, whatever you're on right now. So what advice? What pour your heart out to those young men who think they got it going on, and you want to say, baby, if I could slap it into y'all wood.
That's a good one. What can I tell them? It's so much I can say though, but get to a place in your life where you think you know everything. You can't find nothing. You know how doing this or that. Man, it's only two ways. They're telling you this straight from my heart. Place in your life. When can't nobody when you get to that place in life when can't nobody tell you nothing, you don't want to listen. You know everything. You can't testify for nothing. You don't care about nothing. There are only two ways. be in the grave or you gonna be in prison for the rest of your life. The true story. So, my advice from a person who done been through it all. The only thing that ain't happened. I ain't. I don't all been there. Don't think you can't learn nothing, and that you
Hey,
always that you can learn from. That God always put somebody in your path, no matter how bad you is or whatever. He always sent. All you got to embrace the moment when they come. If y'all young, I'm talking about every young dude, old two-way, in jail. That's it. If you don't want to take advice, especially from a person who done been there and done that. You know it all. You think you this, you think you that. I'm telling you, I done been that. Ain't listen. Nobody tell me that. I had them. I had this. I had all this. But they got me 15 years of my 50 years in life. Let's add it to like that. Out of 50 years of my life, they took them. So they told me with 25 to be. So don't make a mistake because it's so easy to get in, but so hard to get out of. Don't make one mistake that's gonna change your life and everything we love.
thank you so much. And thank you for, of course, we're going to have you on Vivacious Speaks. We need that message out. And it wasn't clear at all. I do not understand what in the world is going on tonight. I never had a sound problem.
I don't know what
Um, but that was awesome. It was, oh God, our babies, right?
give up on your kids and don't give up on your kid, don't give up on yourself. You know, none of us perfect, but we can't be keep making excuse. We gotta take responsibility within ourselves, within our community, within our home, within our church, within ourselves, and we got to come together in unity because that's gonna change everything about life. Unity, it's important. I'm telling you, it's time to be first, not last. Sometimes there's a precious jewel that's all that's so valuable to each other. And if we don't do it the right way, it's gonna be a cost by Asia, the community, the neighborhood, the streets, the work, and every part of the world. If we don't put inside of us to come together and use it for the purpose that we here for, well, we gonna be in. Ain't got time to be in bad, my brothers and sisters. God bless you and thank you for Vivacious, for always giving me the opportunity to speak my truth. You know.
I have been blessed tonight. Thank you very much, King, and I'm going to see you very soon.
Okay.
Good night, and that was powerful.
Okay.